Special announcement today, we'd like to welcome two of our newest Cubs, Loman and Darcy Wilmot, both from Victoria. Darcy Wilmot, he's a bit of a larrikin, carries on a little bit too much, but we absolutely love him for that. Adds a lot of flair. And Loman's a Ballarat boy from the farm of football, they reckon, down there. He shakes his head. He's got the blonde tips, he's set in, he's ready for his Brisbane life. Boys, come on in. I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions. Firstly, how are you both settling in? Where are you staying? Actually, don't tell us where you're staying. That might be bad. How are you settling in?
Yeah, pretty good, thanks. Yeah, just me and Clyde together for the week, and then we'll go back down Saturday, but it's been lively up here.
Yeah, it's been really good. Obviously a little bit different from Victoria in terms of weather and stuff, but yeah, the boys are really welcoming and so is the staff, so really, really good.
What have been the challenges so far, especially out on the track?
Just the fucking hot. Yeah, it's been pretty hot, so yeah, we'll get used to it soon, and yeah, great.
And for you, Kai?
Yeah, definitely the heat, I reckon. It's going to take a little while, but yeah, it's been really good. And
who's someone you've latched onto or sort of followed for advice, and who's taken you under their wing? No one. That's a good start for us. Brilliant. We're fine.
It's kind of been a little bit with Harris Andrews in the back line, but like I've kind of just gone around to all the boys and like they've all just had a chat sort of thing. So don't worry, we're not bad. But
make sure you don't have anything to do with Charlie Cameron, all right? He's carrying on over these. Look at
I think probably Hugh McCluggage. It's been pretty big for me. So obviously come from the Rebels as well. So he's sort of taken me under the wing, and then. Obviously someone up forward, Link McCarthy as well. Yeah. He sort of taught me a few things today, which was good.
And your greatest attributes to the team?
Probably speed and be able to read the game as well. Just to choose what I do with the ball and the composure and stuff what I do with it. Just in the game.
Kai?
Probably my athleticism. Being able to have a good combination between speed, endurance, and then hops as well. And I think bringing my 10 out into the game.
Hops
as well. Yeah.
He's got hops, Paddy.
No, he doesn't.
He's got hops.
No.
Beautiful.
We'll start with some questions for Zorks, and
then we'll... Bring him in. Yeah, right, let's do it. What you learn, boys? Not true. Not true at all. I said I was going to give you a bit of flair this year, Paddy, so let's go. I did. I told you. Here we go.
The showman's back.
Yeah.
So you've got the two young ones here, and they've only been in town a couple of days. How have they been going?
Yeah, super impressed, to be honest. As you've probably just heard then, they both carry a lot of flair, which is something that, apart from Charlie Cameron, we probably don't have a lot of that in our team. So these two guys certainly bring that. They're great characters and bring a lot of energy and enthusiasm, which first year players do. So yeah, I'm really glad that we've picked up both of them, as well as James Tunstall and Darcy Fort. They've both been great additions to our team, and I think they'll offer a lot.
As you well know, I mean, it wasn't always the case, but they come into a side now that is genuine premiership contenders, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's a great opportunity for them to do their best part of learning. You got guys like Lockie Neal and Jared Lyons, Hugh McCluggage, who are at the top of their game at the moment. So those guys have got people to really look up to and aspire to, and those guys hopefully will push those guys to be better as well. And that's what successful teams do. They drive competition amongst each other, and adding all those four players will certainly drive that in our team.
Paddy brings up a good point. When you were coming through and a lot of these guys were coming through, they had to be their own examples, their own leaders. It's really great for the future of the club that these guys come straight in and they've got great examples right in front of their faces.
Yeah, well that's one thing that we've really tried to focus on since Fags has been at the club, is having a really strong platform of leadership amongst our group and really making sure individuals take control of their own careers. And we probably had to do that the harder way, the group at the moment, but these young kids coming through now, and I think we're seeing examples of Hugh McCluggage, Zach Bailey, Brendan Starcevich. Those guys have really grown in a level of leadership being in this environment. So for these young guys to come in will easily pick up the standards, the trademark, everything that we've done for a long time, and hopefully carry that on and leave a real legacy to our club.
You've only had a couple of weeks, so what can you learn in 2 weeks of pre-season before you go on a break again?
Get rid of that bloke for starters. Anyone want Charlie Cameron? Happy to put him on the table. It's still hot fish. It doesn't get any easier up here, but it's just really good training. I think the boys have, although COVID's been an issue, probably one thing that's allowed players to do is stay back and really concentrate well on their football. And the fitness levels in which I'd say the majority of the group have come back at is something that I haven't seen before, which is really encouraging. And I just mentioned it, blokes taking control of their own careers, and a large portion of our playing group certainly done that in the break. So it's allowed us to get fast track our pre-season a lot. Normally before Christmas you don't do a hell of a lot of ball work, you do a little bit of running and, you know, ball work secondary, but we've actually flipped that this year, which is, you know, a really great sign for us. And obviously coming back a little bit later, you know, it's pleasing that the boys have really taken good shape and have us firing for the start of January.
You just mentioned that one great variable, COVID. I mean, we know it's hitting the EPL, we know it's hitting the
Yeah.
NBA, it's hitting a lot of sports at the moment. Surely that's come into your discussions over the last few weeks within in-house?
Yeah, we have, Paddy. We've had a good sit-down chat about it, and obviously we want to stay as healthy and, you know, physically prepared as we possibly can. And I guess for us, it's just taking strong precautionaries. Obviously, you know, for us, going out into public places and indoor settings is probably not ideal. As I said, we want to stay healthy, so wearing masks and being very diligent in what we do is very important over the break. We're certainly not saying for our players to not do stuff, but just to take really strong precautionary. No one wants to catch it, no one wants to be the spreader of it, so it's just everything that you can put in place. Make sure you check in, do all the little things. So, yeah, we have seen instances overseas where the EPLs are getting shut down, and even in the NBA, teams are playing with 8, and we certainly don't want to be in a position next year where we're only fielding, you know, 22, 23 because everyone else is out. So, yeah, we've had a good, strong chat about that, and pretty confident the boys will look after themselves.
It feels like the whole country, the whole world's got COVID fatigue. If the season next year is like the last two, how much is that going to take a mental toll on the players? I mean, bubbles again and travelling on days of games and all that sort of, that extra stuff that just makes it more, the whole season more exhausting.
Well, it's sort of the new norm, isn't it, really? I mean, we've had 2 years of it now, so I guess we'll be well prepared for it. Although, as much as we probably don't want it to happen, it's a likely chance that it will. And we want to put out the best product as possible, and I think the fans want to see the best players playing as much as possible. So I think players will be pretty open and free into doing everything they possibly can to have a really successful season. But as I said, I think it comes back to just being diligent individually and try and, you know, stay as healthy as possible and let it run its course, I guess.
Who's impressed you the most in those 2 weeks? There's got quite a few guys out there.
Yeah, who have you found?
No, Huey looks pretty good.
Huey always looks good. Paddy? Oh!
I was reading a little bit of Fisher's stuff the other day, and he was putting a big rap on Lockie.
What about the coach? Yeah. Hey, what about that? He just walks past, have a look at him. He's working harder than ever at the...
The coach might be carrying any of my money at Eagle Farm tomorrow.
He wants to start with you, Paddy, yeah? A couple of 400s. Yeah, apart from the coach, yeah, obviously Hugh's in fantastic form. The Brownlow medalist is looking absolutely amazing. Probably the best shape he's been since he's been at the club. So, yeah, he's looking as good as ever.
What about Rayner? Like,
yeah, he's all right, isn't he?
So everyone's excited about having everyone externally. I'm sure you guys as well. Like, what have you seen? What's it like having him back in the group full time, close to playing footy again? What have you seen?
Well, he's a real energiser for us, and obviously last year his injury was, you know, pretty devastating for the whole group. Because he's such a caring person and he gets around to so many people, it's really hard to see someone go through what he had to go through. But he's come back and he's obviously done all the training, which is really pleasing. He was running around today in our match simulation stuff, you know, really freely. I think it's just going to be a management thing to round one, but yeah, the whole playing group's really excited to get him back because he just offers so much to our group and he's so versatile. He can play so many different positions, and he's that real caring figure around our football club.
When do they vote you captain again, mate?
Danny?
Foregone conclusion?
Nah, who knows? Who knows? I've talked to the Big Chief. He's chomping at the bits to get into my seat. So we'll do our. We do it every year. We have our votes and everything like that. And yeah, obviously it's a real honour to captain this team. And you know, from where we've come from over the past few years to now be up and around the you know, the top half of the ladders. You know, really pleasing. So fingers crossed I can lead the boys again.
How much have you been impressed by Will and Jasper? I mean, they're 17-year-old kids, and they look like they've been they're 2 seasons in.
They look unbelievable. Yeah, they're really exciting prospects for us in the future, and they've actually come in. They look like they're ready AFL players, which is something you probably don't always say about 17-year-olds. But they are really mature. They move really well. They move a lot like their old bands, to be honest, really free, and they've got fantastic skills, both of them. So I shouldn't talk them up too much because other clubs might come knock them, but yeah, really, it's good for their development as well that they can come and train with us. I think they might train with us after the break as well. So yeah, they look really exciting.